Thank you again for
Yeah.
joining us. We covered a lot last week with the what to do offline, and some of the stories you shared were amazing. So this week you said we'll focus more on the online, but before we do that, I'm going to share my screen and just showcase how you promote yourself online. If you can hold for
just a second before you do that, Jason, can I just quickly run through? I would like to welcome everyone to our Let's Talk Luxury series, where we interview people who have really made a mark and made a difference in the luxury business. And the idea is to bring them and expose you to them so that you can learn and grow your luxury business, also to network with others around the country. So then we have a strong network of luxury agents. Today, our speaker is someone who was on last week and has been gracious enough to come back again this week. Many of you know him as a guest speaker at our annual KW events, or you've seen him on CNBC, Bloomberg, Fox, HGTV, and Bravo's $1 Million Listing. Tony Giordano also coaches some of the biggest producers in the nation. So we are truly honored that you took the time out to come and be with us. Last week was how to make connections offline, and this week it's going to be more about the online process. So without further ado, I now hand it over to you, Jason, for the video.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And before we do that, Jen, can you just cover some housekeeping items, that type of thing? And then I'll play the video. I'll cue the video up.
Sure. Super easy for me. If you guys have any questions and want to pop them in the chat, I will be monitoring the chat. There's usually some time for open dialogue at the end too, so feel free to jump in whenever there is an opportunity for that open dialogue, but send notes through the chat. Also, I put my email in the chat. If for some reason you received this invitation from somebody else and are not on our email distribution list, then send me a note and I will make sure that you are included in future invitations. And that's really it for me right now.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And Tony, we've got people from Chicago, people from Naples, from different places around the country on the call with us today.
You didn't say that you were opening it up to outside markets. No. Just kidding. I'm kidding.
Without us knowing,
I love Chicago. Chicago Bulls. That's been my team since I was a little child because of Jordan. Ooh. So those are my Bulls.
We usually have a couple from Atlanta as well on the call. I don't see.
Yeah, I don't like any Atlanta teams.
Well, yeah, all the good teams are in Tampa Bay right now. You know that, right? We are Tampa Bay.
Yeah. Oh gosh, Tampa Bay, please, no. That's the first I've heard that one. Oh, okay.
Oh, clearly you haven't been to Tampa in a while because the whole city is branded Tampa Bay.
Clearly you've never heard of the city Boston in the last 100 years.
No, doesn't sound familiar.
All right.
You need to come and visit Tampa Bay, Tony.
We better get started before I really get going on sports right now.
Okay, I'm going right over here. I'm going to the video so we can see an example of what a fantastic online presentation looks like. Here we go. You see my screen, folks?
Yeah,
you're good. You may want to start it over with the sound.
It's also kind of glitchy or freezing on my part.
Welcome back, Tony. Welcome back.
Welcome back. I'm glad to be here. All right.
Part of our city season now on BBC Two.
All
Was
right.
this the greatest financial lesson we chose to ignore?
All right, excuse me for just a moment. I will get that off.
In 1929, years of
Go ahead, sir. The floor is yours.
That's okay. All right. How's everybody doing this morning?
Doing good.
All right. Very good. Very good. So recap of last session when I went into the offline stuff. Now this presentation, I'm gonna share my screen here, and we're gonna do some slides today instead of me just talking. And I just want to kind of explain a couple things. So this is technically part one, but we're calling it part two today, which is the online mastery when it comes to selling luxury real estate, not just breaking into the luxury real estate market, but consistently increasing your price point year after year and breaking records after records year after year. And the other part was the offline that we kind of went into last week. This presentation is 4 8-hour days worth of curriculum. So last week was just 2 days, two 8-hour days worth of curriculum that I just gave you guys some points and some things to kind of start thinking about. But it goes way deeper on the offline stuff, and we'd have to do these series every week for a while before you could get everything out of it. So I want to make sure that people know we didn't go over a whole lot. Like the offline part is how to identify a $50,000 watch from across a room versus a $5,000 watch. The art of understanding how to get in with the super wealthy and what you do when you become members of certain charities and country clubs, and getting into their sphere and giving back to your community, and the way we look online and the way our LinkedIn profiles look online. All of that is part of this whole process. You can't just go out there and think that you're going to be able to meet with the super wealthy if you're not taking the time to learn these things. And so somebody taught me all that offline stuff. And if you guys remember in the first session, I listened to everything he said. You know, he said, read the Rob report all the time, where I was reading the Rob report and learning all these sophisticated and fashion designs and travel and resorts and knowing how to pronounce the most luxury, highest luxury level brands that are out there, and yacht brands that are out there, and cars that we've never heard of, and watches that we've never heard of. And the reason for that is the more I became knowledgeable of that offline stuff, the more that when I'm having a conversation with somebody now that I've been introduced with, that is going to help me have a higher level conversation with them. If I'm at a networking event and I hear somebody say, I just picked up this blank new 60-foot yacht, or they're not even going to say the word yacht. They're going to say, I just picked up a new 60-foot, and let's say some big yacht name. If I hear that, at least I know what it is, right? And I can now start talking to them. Oh, did you buy the gray line series or the blue line series? Oh, I got the gray line series. Oh, that's a gorgeous. That's the whole point. But if we don't know that world, if we're not taking the time to really learn it, then it's going to be hard to get into that world. And so that's what he was teaching me. You know, he was teaching me, you know, smoking Cohiba Cuban cigars, because every super wealthy man that I introduce you with, Tony, it's only a matter of time before they're going to want to sit and have a cigar with you. So you're going to have to learn how to smoke cigars, all these different things. And then teaching me cigar etiquette and what you don't do. So the offline stuff goes deep. It's not just what we kind of covered in that part one. Today is after listening to him and making millions of dollars in my 20s as a mortgage broker. In 2008 and in 2009, I lost everything in the crash. And I had to reinvent myself, and I had to try to rebuild an entire empire I had lost because of being over leveraged. So all of my nice belongings were gone. Everything was gone. And finally, October of 09, I said, I'm done with finance. I'm switching to the sales side. And I started doing some stuff online that no one was doing that I'm going to go into right now. But it was only because of still what he taught me that now when I was online, that all still came into play. And that's what's so important. So last week, it was what he taught me. And this week, it's what I learned in the online world, but I still benefited from the things that he taught me, okay? So what happened? Well, pretty much the first thing I did was I Googled all of the biggest agents in Los Angeles, all the biggest luxury agents in Los Angeles. And the one thing I saw that they all had in common, do you think was this that you see on your slide? Do you think that's what I saw when I Googled the top luxury agents across Los Angeles, New York, Miami, Seattle, San Francisco? I Googled them everywhere. And the one thing I saw that they all had in common was they all went out and built absolutely gorgeous, fully custom websites that told their story rather than someone else's. See, they went out and built their brand, their look, and it looked better than the majority of their competition. So I had to ask myself, well, why? Why do the top luxury agents, the ones selling $20 million houses, $10 million houses, $30 million houses, even at the time, $5 million houses, like, why do they go out? Why aren't they happy with the website that's provided to them by their company? And the one thing I learned was I thought they were just giving themselves a pat on the back, like, oh, I'm going to build this gorgeous custom website so I look good, but it doesn't really do anything. So it really comes down to how we look online. But I didn't know the real reason. I just knew I needed to do it. So I borrowed money from my godfather, $5,000, and I launched an absolutely gorgeous website that made me look equivalent to the biggest agents in the marketplace. Because if they Google them, they're going to say they're worth an interview. If they Google me and I look like that, I'm not going to get the interview. And even if I change this photo to a luxury house in this website, I'm still not going to get the interview. Their websites were custom. They had language translation. They had all of these different videos and feed-ins. It was a custom, gorgeous website that really impressed people when they were looking at that. So I launched that website and it changed everything. It didn't look like 1.5 million others' websites. Then at the same time, I saw a class being offered called Facebook 101. Facebook 101. And I said, well, now I have this gorgeous website that kind of legitimizes what I'm saying out there and makes me reputable looking. When people look me up, they're going to be impressed by my website and say, wow, this guy's crushing it. They don't need to know I'm about to be evicted. They don't need to know that I'm living in my truck 2 weeks before Christmas, December of 2009, with a $5.8 million listing on the market that I had gotten from Facebook just 3 weeks prior. See, people don't need to know what's really going on. They're just going to look at me online and be impressed. So I get that listing presentation and I get that $5.8 million listing. And now it's on the market and my seller has no idea that his baller agent is living in his truck. True story, December of 09. And that house sold 6 months later for $5.25 million. And the rest is history. I exploded in real estate, doing all the things that I do online and that I write books about that some of you have had a chance to read. So going into a few things, I'm going to kind of just rapid fire through these because we don't have enough time to spend too much on it. That's why I also gave you guys that huge discount to be able to go into my program last week that quite a few of you actually signed up for. So welcome aboard, by the way, for the new people to my group coaching program. But I gave you guys that big discount because I'm passionate about teaching, and I get frustrated when I don't have enough time to really go deep and help people. And that's just because a lot of people, we need to do it in segments, and that's why I created the program. So I'm going to rapid fire through some of these slides just to kind of give you an overall census of what we should be doing online. Our website is the modern day first impression. It's the first thing people start to see these days when they Google us, and everyone Googles each other. You want to have a neutral domain, right? So I don't want isellmiami.com, because do you think a super high-end client in Fort Lauderdale is going to call you if they come across your website and it's isellmiami.com? Do you think somebody in Naples with a gorgeous house is going to call somebody who's isellmiami.com? No, you just told me what you are. You're Miami. That's not the way to go about it. Well, Tony, I don't want to sell houses in Naples, so I don't care. Yeah, but do you want the call? Yeah, I want the call. Hi, Tony. Yeah, we came across your website, southflorida.com. Yeah. Are you in Naples? No, I'm not. But oh my goodness, do I have an amazing person for you there. And now what do I get? A referral fee. See, I want to be open to the whole area. I don't even want to say South Florida. I'm just going to have my brand. So whether or not you're daisysellshouses.com, thesmithgroup.com, whatever it is, you don't have an area in your domain. Open it to everything. It kind of becomes your hub site. Property search. We have property search. We just know no one uses it today at a high level. What do buyers use? Zillow, Trulia, Redfin, all of the big search portals. But we have property search. We have our IDX feeding in. But if you notice, look at what my website also has. People can actually go on Zillow on my website, Trulia, DuPont Registry, Wall Street Journal, New York Times, Redfin, Rob Report, Elevated Magazine, Farm and Ranch. And if they click the Zillow button, they're going to go to the Zillow website to search for property. I don't care. All my clients are searching for property on Zillow every single day. I get Zillow text every day, but they're still loyal to me. They're not calling the listing agent on Zillow. They're texting me the link, and they text you the link too, as I know. So we have our listings on our websites, but that really isn't for buyers. See, this is when I finally realized why the top agents went out and spent thousands of dollars building gorgeous websites. That those websites that were 20 grand back then, by the way, are now websites that only cost 5 grand. And you get what you pay for. So don't tell me $1,000 website that you know of out there is going to even become even kind of equivalent to a $5,000 or a $10,000 website. Trust me, there's a lot that those sites do that don't come with $1,000 website designer. That being said, websites get listings. That's why the top agents did it. Because people are looking at your website, seeing if you are worth 90 minutes in their living room, 60 minutes in their living room, 2 hours in their living room. Has this person done it already? Am I impressed with what I see about this person online? Why on earth would I ever hire this person to market my $15 million penthouse here in Miami when I can apparently see online they don't even know how to market themselves? Oof. Right? The high-end people, high-end owners, they're business savvy. They can smell BS from miles away. They do their homework. They do their research. They will look us up. They will check things out, and they'll never even tell you that they did. So you want your listings up on your websites, of course. You want video on your websites. You want to be able to send people all the things that you do, all the things that you cover. the online marketing and targeting ads that you cover. You're going to shoot videos on their listings, send up the drone. The video is going to be beautiful. You take marketing to a whole new level when you're sitting in that listing presentation, and you will get the listing every single time. Social media presence in your website, digital magazines that are for just you. See, we actually have a digital magazine after our brand that we send to people, and they love the magazine. We even have people who pay us money to be in our digital magazine as sponsors, local restaurants, people like that. So it's thinking at a higher level so that when I'm sitting in the listing and I'm going up against any agent, I know I'm going to beat that agent. And one of those companies that make it easy for agents is issuu.com. Issuu.com is with 2 S's and 2 U's. ISSUU.com. ISSUU.com is great for just making brochures for listings or any type of digital magazine, but then you can get very creative and really build out your own digital magazine, as you see right here on the slide. The luxury standards, when you think about social media, you know, there's 100 social platforms out there, but I tend to show these ones as just examples of where you can benefit and grow your luxury business. Even Pinterest is still in the mix because people use Pinterest all the time. And the photos of our high-end luxury listings on our websites are pinnable. So that if some lady is online and she's looking at gorgeous kitchens and she wants to put a gorgeous kitchen on her wallboard of her Pinterest profile as a dream house one day or a dream kitchen, and she comes across this one beautiful white marble kitchen and she pins it, and now it's on her profile, but little do everybody know that that picture is from my website and has a pin on it. So now when somebody says, ooh, where did that kitchen come from? And now they're on my website looking at my listing. Now, is it at the level it used to be? No, because there's just so much now that Facebook has taken over in the realm of everything that social networks do. They simply just implement whatever new thing is rising. So as WhatsApp rose as a great messaging app for speaking with people globally, Facebook buys them and integrates it into Facebook Messenger. When Instagram rises and is changing the game for a visual social network, Facebook buys them. When TikTok rises and comes out with this new thing called Reels, Facebook makes Instagram start to do Reels. Facebook is the news. Facebook is video. Facebook has SEO. Facebook is business. So it really does everything, but these all still can serve a purpose in our business and how we use them. Facebook is the dominant. Instagram is visual. Facebook and Instagram are still #1 when it comes to running advertisements, targeting ads, sponsored ads. They're the most effective platform when it comes to that, followed by YouTube, followed by LinkedIn, followed by Google, followed by Twitter. So it really just depends on what ad you're running. TikTok, some really great things are going on in the world of TikTok for luxury agents who are touring luxury houses and doing some fun things with that. But again, TikTok is in my curriculum. We don't have enough time to go deep. I just am showing you guys things that I want you to start taking serious. And if you're looking at all these logos, do you have a profile in all these logos? Is it a dynamic profile? Is there consistent content being posted on these platforms? Do you understand how to hashtag correctly? When you look at these, you need to be doing these. WhatsApp and WeChat are messaging apps. WhatsApp and WeChat are messaging apps that always play a part in luxury real estate. We deal with about 5 to 10 foreign nationals a month on average. I'd say, you know what, I'll go down to that. We deal with at least 5 for sure, from anywhere from countries in Asia to the Middle East to Canada to South America, and everybody, most of the world wants to communicate in WhatsApp. Then the country of China and surrounding countries of China, they prefer WeChat. So both of these messaging apps are used a lot. And so you need to make sure that you understand how to use them, because it's only a matter of time before you deal with foreign nationals who want to communicate that way. Facebook is where I can start befriending people and engage people. So if I'm friends with a doctor on Facebook, then I'm going to want to go to that doctor's posts, and I'm going to want to interact with their sphere and the people who are commenting on their stuff and like the doctor's post, but then get into conversation with people. And that's what led to that $5 million listing. See, this is purposeful social media being integrated into my business. I'm not sitting there on social media doing mindless scrolling. Mindless scrolling is a disease. I'm not scrolling through the news feed, getting into political rants or religious rants. I'm not getting into arguments or debates. I'm not getting distracted. I go in, I block time, I get in a conversation with quality people, I send them requests, they accept my request, and I'm out. You have to be non-distracted, purposeful, and use social media for how powerful it is on the human side, and not get distracted with all the stupid noise that is in there. Deepen relationships digitally on these social networks. Example, I can do this presentation every other day and be able to say that this happened just this morning. This is how often I use social media to deepen relationships, and it benefits me almost on a daily basis. So just yesterday, I sent a message to somebody after meeting them for a house that we want. And that house that we want as an investment, I knew was going to have some other people. And we got to meet the owner through their agent. I added the owner. I found the owner on Instagram. I sent her a private message. All of a sudden, they have all these other people who are interested. She didn't respond to my message. Then this morning she responded and she goes, "Hey, I see your message here. I'm looking forward to staying connected. It was so great meeting you. By the way, I'm going with you guys." Now, was it our terms or was it that? It was probably both, but it wasn't just the terms. It was because we were connected now. I do this with potential clients who are going to be interviewing agents for the next few days. And Tony, this was great. Add them as a friend. And now a week goes by and they're seeing everything else that we do, and they feel obligated to use us now when they finally go to make the decision of who they're going to list with. All these techniques that I consistently use each and every day against my competitors, and it works. Your Facebook business pages are for running ads, right? You can't run an ad on your personal page, so you need to have a business page as an agent so you can target people and run, video marketing campaigns where people are seeing the type of marketing that you do on your listings, getting them exposure. Knowing who to target, when to target, why to target that group of people. Knowing that I can sit in a listing presentation, have this slide up live inside Facebook, and literally say, "Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I absolutely love this house. It's a gorgeous Malibu beachfront home. I definitely think we're priced where we need to, where you guys want, which is going to be about 30 million. And I know you're interviewing other agents, but I just wanted to let you know, I'm about to show you something that I just ask you to please not show to anybody else that you're going to be interviewing, because I take a lot of pride in the way we know how to market, and we know that a lot of people don't know how to do this. So because I brought you this value, if you could please agree that you won't show this to anybody else, I'd appreciate it." "Sure, Tony. Yeah, I mean, we understand that. Like we wouldn't do that." "Okay, because I'm about to blow your mind." So here's an article that was written by Forbes, and Forbes said that the top country purchasing Malibu beachfront property that are foreign nationals, see how it says it's Saudi Arabia is number one. And then West Hollywood is Russians. See how, Persians are #1 in this area of West LA. So we want to target the entire country of Saudi Arabia. Oh my goodness, this is fascinating. How do you do that? So I'm going to walk you through the steps of a targeting campaign right here. So let's say that we do a $5,000 campaign on your house. So I'm going to put in $5,000. Now, what did I just do there? Well, I'm not going to say $1,000 when it's a $20 million house that I'm going to be making $600,000 on, right? So depending on who I'm talking to, I'm going to make sure I show them that I spend money in marketing their home. We take this serious. We don't just throw it on the MLS and wait for the buyer to come. So I'm walking them through these steps and I go, see how I can target the whole country of Saudi Arabia? And they go, yeah, that's amazing. And I go, no, this is amazing. Now let's go into their interests. What interests do we want people in Saudi Arabia to be searching on their phone, so we know we're dealing with people who might be interested in buying a house in Malibu? What interest do we want them to have in Saudi Arabia? Their phone. What do we want them searching for? Yeah, we want them interested in Malibu, don't we? Malibu real estate? No, just Malibu. If I'm 40 years old and wealthy, living in Saudi Arabia, and I've been on my phone recently searching things about Malibu, California, do you think I'm coming soon? Yeah. Do you think I know people who maybe have bought property there? Yeah. Do you think I might be traveling or thinking about moving there in general? Yeah. So I literally can do this and see how it says out of the millions of people who live there, that there are actually 292,000 people who have potential reach, who fit this demographic, who live in Saudi Arabia right now, who have just been showing so much interest in Malibu, or in Russia, who have been showing interest in Miami. And see how all I have to do is just hit run the ad. And then I can literally put your house in front of all those people right now, even before I'm your listing agent. But of course I can't actually click that button until you sign right there, right? And laugh with them, and they're laughing. But I've blown their mind now. And I say, and by the way, everything I just showed you, that's what we do on YouTube when we push your video out and we target everybody in YouTube advertising and Google advertising. We're going to feed that into Instagram and be feeding it all throughout the world. Imagine going up against this. Just imagine going head to head with me. I'm not going to say that in arrogance. I'm saying that as a teacher. Imagine having to go up against me in a listing presentation, and I'm showing you guys just a small percentage of what I show. But you don't have to worry about that, do you? So if you're the one doing what I'm saying to do in your marketplace, you're going to beat your competition. I just had an agent who I coached the other day. She's a seasoned agent of 3 years. She does a deal a month. And for the last 5 months, I've been coaching her on all of this stuff. She consistently is closing 3 to 4 deals a month now. However, she just went head to head with the #1 agent in this one marketplace in her area. Went head to head. That agent has sold 30 more homes than she has in that area, does 3 times more business than her, and she got the listing because she showed them this, and she showed them that she was going to shoot a video for their listing. A very nice video, not a cheap video that I see so many agents doing today. So she takes pride in it. She got that listing. She beat the #1 agent. All right, moving on to why we do this. See, now I can actually get the exposure that my listings need, but now I can show this to the next listing presentation. So here's a recent one we did on a previous listing, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. As you can see, 59,601 people were reached. We had 3,000 plus people engage it, 200 comments, 50 shares. The key to sold, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, is exposure. the more you can get exposure, the higher chance you have to sell and create the bidding war. And no one can get you the exposure that we can get you. No one else that you interview will even come close to this level of engagement. They just don't understand the power of it. Instagram, right? Instagram is the same thing, personal page, and then you have to have your business page. You have to know that Instagram does so much mobile, but now the desktop version of Instagram is actually able to do a lot. So you can actually get onto your desktop, go to instagram.com/your username, log in, and actually post on the website now. You don't have to just use your mobile app anymore. They just started doing this year. You used to not be able to post. You could only just look at your stuff. You couldn't do anything on the desktop version. And this is allowing a lot of top agents who have somebody doing social media for them, who do their Facebook really good, but their Instagram suffers because their Instagram has to be done through a phone, but not anymore. So now she can, or he can have all of your networks up on the websites and doing your stuff so that you can go out and do what you do best, which is meeting new clients. So it's understanding that what you run on Facebook is feeding into your Instagram profile. You just click the Instagram button and those advertisements will be feeding into your business page. We have a bunch of different user accounts on Instagram, of course. It's knowing how to hashtag and what hashtags are considered what I call power hashtags. So power hashtags are not making up your own, clever ones. So new listing, blah, 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 blah. Hashtag best Miami realtor. The only person searching the hashtag best Miami realtor is the agent who uses that hashtag all the time. Like, yep, there I am. See that? I dominate that hashtag. Yeah, great. All 13 of them. Awesome. Good for you. So don't make up your own. You can have your own as fun ones that are at the end, but power hashtags. What people are actually going into Instagram and searching are the ones that you want to be naming, where they can see your brand and come across who you are. Example, city, hashtag the city and state initials, hashtag the city and state spelled out, hashtag whatever nickname your area is called, and then hashtag luxury real estate. Example, Miami, hashtag Miami FL, hashtag Miami, Florida, hashtag South Florida, hashtag luxury real estate. Those are power hashtags. See, if I'm an LA wealthy person and I just found out I'm going to relocate to Miami and I'm not super familiar with Miami, I've only been there a couple times in my life, but I'm having to move out there or relocate or vice versa. And I'm a young guy who uses social media and was raised with social media. And I just want to see what's going on in Miami. So I search the hashtag on Instagram, Miami. I'm not searching best Miami realtor. Who uses Instagram to find an agent? No one. Who finds an agent in Instagram? A lot of people, but no one uses Instagram like, oh, I got to go find a realtor now. They're going to just search hashtag Miami and be looking at all these gorgeous pictures of Miami in Instagram. Oh, wow, look, and tourists and people on vacation and local businesses and restaurants saying live entertainment this weekend, come by and see us at the Mexican restaurant, blah, 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 blah. And then all of a sudden they're going to come across your for sale sign and be like, oh, wow, this is a place for sale. Oh, this is a real estate agent right here. Oh, wow, look at her profile. Oh man, she crushes it. Well, I am going to need an agent. I wonder if I should just reach out. Hi, I'm moving to Miami. I'd love to meet up with you and talk about buying a house. Power hashtags, ladies and gentlemen. Video is everything. How serious are you taking shooting video, especially in luxury real estate? There's different levels. And every house is different. It's short, sweet. It's not 3 minutes long and showing 5 different angles of the couch and 4 different angles of the faucet with the running water in the kitchen. It's quick, it hooks their interest, and now they want to come and see it. It impresses the sellers that this is the level of marketing that you do. But every property is different. So what was the fast moving music for that house, for this one, which my team in Hawaii is doing, is going to be able to maybe share a story, and it's going to make you feel what it would be like to wake up in the morning at your vacation home in Hawaii on the water with the kids and be able to come out and see the sun rising over the gorgeous sapphire blue water. Every property is different. Maybe I want to do an intro.
Tony Giordano here. Come on into our latest listing in Los Angeles, California, boasting about 6,000 square feet of gorgeous Brentwood lifestyle. A very smart home at that. So let me turn on the sound system and please enjoy your preview.
See how I have different style videos? It's not always the same. It doesn't look the same because, once again, luxury real estate is different per property. Every property deserves a different story or a different look. And then overall, in general, you might have the same angles that you use with your videographer.
Tony, just while we watch, what is the optimum video duration, you would say?
Yeah, I got to swim in that swimming pool. Pretty awesome. This was listed for 22 million, sold it for 17. Gorgeous property. But as I said, every property is different. Yes? Yes. So we also list absolutely gorgeous, massive ranches. And we list them throughout the United States, but even here in California, we have a lot of ranch properties that we market and move. And those ranches, the bigger the ranch, the longer the video, because a ranch isn't gonna need a lifestyle video. A ranch isn't gonna need to have a sexy video with house music or anything like that. It's gonna need to be informative if somebody's gonna be buying a 1,200 acre working ranch. So this is where we take that real estate to another level in marketing.
Tony, Anjali had a quick question. What length of video do you recommend?
60 seconds or less if it's just your typical luxury house like I just showed you. If it's a commercial space or a big ranch, now you're going to need to do what's more called an informative video, but instead of a lifestyle, glamour video. I don't know why I can't get it to play. One sec. It's like freezing on me. Let's try that again. All right. I don't understand why it's doing that. So let's just go here. Hold on.
Before we move on, I have a couple questions from the chat regarding social. So
Hold on. I think it's just being weighed down by the fact that it's a Zoom meeting. All right, here we go.
home to what is arguably some of the most breathtaking land on earth.
We hear it, but we don't see it,
You
Tony.
need to screen share again.
Oh, did I stop screen share?
Yeah, you stop screen sharing.
Oh,
So
I'm sorry. I meant to just X out of it.
all good. We heard the sound though.
I promise I know how to use a computer. All right,
We know that.
here we go.
California, home to what is arguably some of the most breathtaking land on earth. From the golden coastlines, beaches, and lakes that glisten the eye, to the endless serene deserts, expanse of farmlands filled with rich soil beneath, and majestic snow-covered mountains that rise up from the plains, embraced by the lush national forests. Here on the southwest side of Sierra Nevadas is the prestigious Fairley Ranch. With just over 329 picturesque acres of California country that will without question leave you breathless. For decades, the Hyde family have held this land close to their heart. Ranch owners John and Kate Hyde have done an exceptional job in preserving the land's rare beauty, and over the years growing its value with a vast amount of water and grass resources that support horses, cattle, and big game alike.
I'm sharing this whole video to show you just how we take marketing to another level. This is how you do things when it goes to super high end and big properties.
At an elevation of just over 2,500 feet, Fairley Ranch is located just a couple hours north of Los Angeles County, about 70 miles east of Fresno, California, and 30 miles northeast of Visalia, California. Fresno Yosemite International Airport has 1-hour direct flights from Los Angeles and San Francisco, while Visalia Municipal Airport is a well-known FBO for private and non-commercial flights. Exeter, a small farming town known for its charming
This
downtown
video,
and
by the
tea
way,
shops,
you guys are
is
the first to
25
know,
miles
just
south
won
of
video of
Hawaii.
the year
The
for
Sequoia National
2021
Forest
with
is just
Farm and
4
Ranch
miles
magazine.
on the north side.
We can see why. It's pretty spectacular.
Main ranch house is a quiet, beautiful mid-country homestead with just over 2,000 square feet of country lifestyle that overlooks one of the 2 seasonal creeks, main barn, stunning swimming pool with a detached 1,300 square foot guest house with 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, living room, kitchen, and office area currently used for
See, with a
ranch
1,200
operations.
acre working ranch, I have to go this long. I have to explain what you're getting when you buy this ranch.
Water tank and an additional 2,500-gallon water tank that feeds the extensive irrigation systems to support the grounds, with a variety of solid outbuildings for hay storage, small, large, and heavy equipment storage, and recreational vehicles. The working elements of the ranch include tack room, cattle, and horse corrals, 2 barns comprising of 30 horse stalls, veterinary breeding area, sorting pens, loading chute, squeeze, and recreational facilities, including multiple event arenas, whether for roping girls, and cow horse, and/or cutting. Not to mention something for the hunting and fishing enthusiasts. From the expansive trails through the tall grass pastures surrounded by ancient stone formations, to the endless mountain trails for hiking, off-road vehicles, and horseback riding.
That's
With the
me in
ranch's
London,
own
my
private
wife in the
lake
boat.
that is stocked with plenty of bass and bluegill fish. Dreams of a weekend escape from the city is what brought the Hyde family here in 1984. On a flight from New York back home to Los Angeles, John Hyde saw the ranch in a magazine on
Now
his
watch
flight,
how I go to the
and
history
he drove up just
when
a
there's a
few days
history
later,
behind
and
something.
the rest is history. Ranch is named after John's grandfather's farm in Michigan, Fairley Stock Farms, established in 1922. Lee is Old English for land laid down for pasture. Hence, it meant fair pastures stock farm. As the sun falls and the cattle graze, the moon rises so we can gaze. So grab your favorite hat, boots, and
Watch the
sandals.
horse look right at the
Because
camera.
ranch
I
life
mean,
along
come
the
on.
street is finally
All right, so that's taking video to a whole nother level. That's taking marketing. And when we consistently show this type of marketing to our clients and in presentations, or when people are seeing our stuff online, sorry, let me turn that off here. When people are seeing that level of marketing being done, it also makes them want to reach out to us. Hey, I saw your video on this one particular listing. We're not interested in buying it, but we live down the street and we were blown away by the amount of marketing you've done for this property. And we know already that we want that for our listing. So we'd like to meet with you and talk and discuss. It just takes everything to a whole nother level, ladies and gentlemen. So there's so much more I can share. There's so much more I can go into when it comes to online marketing. We can get to a couple of your questions right now. And then of course, I'll give you guys that huge discount code when we're done, if some of you missed it last time and you want to join the program. But thanks again, and hope this was helpful.
Super helpful. Super helpful, Tony. Thank you so much for your time and your knowledge that you've been sharing. I think we've got a very captivated audience here. So what questions come to mind for Tony Giordano?
So I'll hop in and tell you, somebody was asking about, I had two questions, and I think we answered the hashtag question of what's a good hashtag and what's not. The other questions were around the statistics that you talked about international consumers or international buyers. Where do you pull those statistics from?
I get this question all the time in so many different ways, for so many different things. I mean, example, Tony, how do you find out so much about crypto? Tony, how do you know what countries are moving to your marketplace? Tony, how do you know what major cities in America tend to migrate to your city, and so that you can target them? It's a website called Google. And I literally Google and ask questions to Google that people just don't ask. We still consider Google this thing where you have to think of the perfect thing to Google and use the perfect language, and it's got to be straight to the point, which is how it used to be. I literally will ask questions like a 4-year-old. You know, what foreign countries are buying property in Miami more than anyone else? And I'll start going through it. If I don't find anything, I know there's an article out there. That has covered this. Foreign nationals that buy Miami real estate more than others. And then boom, now I'm on the first page of Google, and boom, there's a Wall Street Journal article, and boom, there's graphs and charts and organizations and Russia and Venezuela. And I literally am just looking at it, finding those trends. Top 3 major cities that buy Los Angeles real estate. Boom, San Francisco, Chicago, New York, article right there on Bloomberg. So you just have to get in the habit of understanding we can ask Google for anything. I'll give you guys a funny little inside thing that will probably surprise you. People will ask me questions all the time that I don't know the answer to. And I Google it really quick. And then I text them back and I go, actually, well, that company is owned by so-and-so. So if you're thinking about doing this, you should probably look into this. Here's a link that is a great article about the company. I'm sure it'll be helpful. And they're like, man, you know so much. No, I just Google, which is what you could have done instead of asking all your friends on Facebook that question. You know, so I even do that when I see a question on Facebook. I'll go and grab the article really quick, find out the answer, and then I won't even post the article. I'll just go in and say, it's such and such. And they're like, thank you. So we have to remember Google and YouTube are your best search platforms to be able to learn something, learn how to do something, learn how to do something better than others. It's all right there on Google and YouTube.
Okay, so one more question. Somebody was asking, By the way, I just bought the car with Google in it, which is a lot of fun and really
Oh,
relevant
yeah.
to what you just said. Any moment I have, I'm talking to my car. Anyway, the other question we had was, are you using an agency for your social media, or do you manage that yourself?
It's both. It's my agency. So I have an agency. I have 5 companies that I own. One of those companies is Sphere Media, which is a private company that only is through things like this, where people are wanting more information, or I refer people to somebody. So here's the thing. The agency that I have, it's my social media management agency, and primarily is for, the team is for all my stuff, but then I allow them to do stuff for like mastery coaching clients of mine and things like that, who are like one-on-one coaching clients, and help them manage their stuff a little bit or look into those things. Managing versus posting is a significant difference. There are plenty of companies out there who will go on your social media and post for you and post your listings and post content and manage it for you and respond to people and then refer you the leads when they come in. And there's some that I refer to people out there. You would just want to contact me and I could send them to those people. There's also the ones that are just pretty basic, like Zentap, zentap.com. If you call them or reach out to them and give them my name, they'll give you a pretty big discount. And Zentap is a great company that posts really great animated videos on your Instagram and Facebook and your LinkedIn. They help take your Instagram profile to the next level by creating all those highlight albums of stories and making it look better. They're a great company and they do it for just a couple $100 a month usually. Zentap.com, ZENTAP.com is a good one. So is cityblast.com is another one that I use for posting on my social media, but my own staff are who manages it.
Gotcha.
Bless you.
Thank you. So those are the questions I picked up from chat, but I think we're getting close to the hour, but if anybody wants, I saw Mark's question, hand raised from Naples. So Mark, if you want to get in a last question, that'd be great.
Tony, I'm not sure if this is my situation or whether it's occurring with other people. You used to be able to have Facebook friends lists where you could click on your friends list and see their posts. Now, when I click on the friends list, all I see are the people. I don't get to see anything they post any longer.
Yeah, you can only go back 24 hours. You can actually see their posts, but only if they've posted in the last 24 hours. That was just part of the whole privacy thing Facebook was trying to do, where you can't go too far, or you can't really investigate people too much or use it in that way. Here's the thing. I've been saying it since I used to tell people to create those lists, because it was a good way to stay engaged to quality people, like my influencers list. But as long as I've been saying it, I've also been saying that those people should be in my database. Meaning I have an influencers tag of people in my CRM, and I also have them on an Excel spreadsheet. And when Facebook changed that, I'm glad I did, because I was able to just go down that list in my Excel spreadsheet of who was in my influencers list, right? And then I could just go to their timeline. So you still have the list, Mark. All you do now is when you open that list, just click on their profile and do it really quick. Go back to the list, click on the next person, do it really quick, engage, go back, and just, it takes a little bit extra time, but it still works the same way.
Great.
I can't hear you. Say that again.
Sorry, that's the workaround I came up with. I just wondered if it was for everyone or if it was just unique to my account. So thank you.
You're very welcome.
I think there's one more question. Great question, Mark. Grace asks, when posting on YouTube, do you recommend the title to be the address of the property or post it in a way generated as a question, since it's primarily a search engine for search optimization?
One more time.
When posting on YouTube, do you recommend the title to be the address of the property or post it in a way generated as a question, since it's primarily a search engine for search optimization?
You know, whoever asked that question, hats off to you, because I love your thinking and I love where you're going with this. So it's one of my favorite things to do, actually. You're right and wrong. The first thing, put the address in, wrong. The second thing, ask it like a question, kind of right. But what you want to do when you upload a video to YouTube is, remember, Google owns them. So think Google search. So you don't have to put a question, just think how they would search. So every listing that I ever post on YouTube, all we put is something along the lines of this. Malibu real estate for sale at 4.9 M zip code. Because if somebody's looking for Malibu real estate, they're gonna Google search Malibu real estate. Or you'll see us say Malibu homes for sale, listing number 1798, zip code. Now what that tells when somebody Google searches Malibu homes for sale, they're gonna end up on Zillow, but my video is gonna be being pushed inside Google's video templates, YouTube as well. So you want to think Google search. No one's searching the address of your listing. They don't know about it yet. So don't put the address, put the city and homes for sale. And notice that I'm actually making it plural. Malibu homes for sale, because nobody Googles Malibu house for sale, Malibu home for sale. They're going to Google homes. And even though that video is only about one home, I also put listing number 1798. And then the next one that I post with the next listing we get is listing number 1799. And who cares that it's the same title? They're just like, oh, I see. So it's just a different listing, and he just titles every single one the same way. Great question. Okay, let me finish typing this really quick. And then in step 2, you will see a promo code field. And if you enter TGVIP, one word, TGVIP, one word, you will see the price go from $199 a month for a 1-year membership. It's a yearly membership. You'll see it go from $199 to $62.41 a month for 1 year, $749 for the year. A few of you had signed up last week, and here is the link. So Rise Group Coach, oops, I did it wrong. Sorry, wrong HTTPS. There we go. risegroupcoaching.com. This is to join my actual group program that has all of this curriculum and a lot more. And just don't forget, a handful of you signed up last week, but one particular person put in the promo code, but she still paid the $199, times 12 months regular price, because I think there was a space, no space, TGVIP. And we refunded her the difference, just so you know. It's not like she was out, like, oh, sorry, you put in the promo code wrong. So if it happens to you, just know we're going to refund back to you if you accidentally pay the whole amount. But you'll see the price change as soon as you put that promo code in.
Awesome. Tony, you've been an amazing guest. There's learned so much from you, and I think it's just a tip of the iceberg of what you know. So I think we would all be very wise to sign up for $62 a month, $2 a day for your coaching. There's a lot more to be had.
Yeah, and it's a 1-year membership, and I tried it. That's a promo code that I do not give out very often, but it is, without question, it's valuable. If you have the budget to buy the 1-year membership, you're good.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Tony. This has been a wonderful session, as was the last one.
I wish it was 4 hours longer, but yeah.
Trust me, we wish it even more. So hopefully we'll get you back sometime soon, so then you can dispense some more wisdom to us.
I believe we're booking the KW event for the week of January 15th or 16th, that week, for me to be there, because I'm also speaking in Fort Lauderdale that week for a different organization that's not a real estate agency. So I'm in town that week, and I think that's when KW Coral Gables is we're going to be trying to put that event together. So I'll be there no matter what that week.
Well, Jen, you and I are just going to have to do a road trip.
Yes, always. And we can take my car with the Google. We can
KW
ask all
to
sorts of
throw
questions.
the event.
Exactly. Let's have Tampa do it as well. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will send out the recap with the videos, both of them, and also the VIP code and link to sign up. And if anybody found their way to this call without receiving an invite from me, then just put your email in the chat box or drop me an email, and I'll make sure you're on future invites. Thank you, Tony, so much for your time. We know you're busy, and so this was very, very enjoyable.
No problem. I appreciate it. I love being here.
Yes.
Thank
Have a
you.
wonderful day.
Thank you. And take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.